Hey everyone, it's Neil Patel, and today's another day of Growth Hacking Unlocked. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about how you can use technology to grow faster with your marketing. If you missed any of the previous lessons on growth hacking, you can find them all at neilpatel.com/training and then click on Growth Hacking Unlocked. As I mentioned, we're going to be covering technology and we're going to be going really in depth on how, in essence, you can end up using it to push through boundaries and grow faster. In other words, think of a maze. You don't have to go through the maze to get to the end. There are shortcuts, and we're going to cover how you can use these shortcuts with technology. A great example of this is Airbnb. When Airbnb first started, they lacked listings. So what did they do? They leveraged Craigslist and started scraping their listings so that way they would have listings from day one. You can leverage communities like Craigslist, subreddits, Facebook groups, Quora, niche forums, Twitter, Instagram, and even others to grow faster. I also recommend that you always continually test, right? So when you're trying to grow your app, your software, your e-commerce store, think about, all right, what do my users want to see? How can I give them more of it? And how can I grow faster if I give them more of what they want? With Instagram, I know it's owned by Facebook now, and you know that as well, but eventually or at the beginning, it wasn't. And they grew really fast by focusing on the photos feature because that was one of the fastest growing areas of Instagram, and they really focused on it through filters. Spotify did something similar. They encourage sharing, and they encourage sharing on Facebook. So they're leveraging that community to grow faster. Another example of how you can use technology is to install tools. Whether it's an SEO tool or a quiz or a calculator, the list of tools are endless, and you can go to sites like Code Canyon to find tools for $5, $10, $15, $20, white label them, and pop them on your website. I did something similar with Ubersuggest. Of course, I built it from scratch. I bought the tool from someone else who owned Ubersuggest before me, but then I rebuilt the whole product. And that ended up driving a large portion of our traffic. Now we get over 2 million visits a month just from Ubersuggest. That's the power of tools. Another example, Bankrate, loan calculators, that has done extremely well for them over time. Something similar with NerdWallet, they use checking account and they do comparisons. This is an interest checker, and that's done well for them. Here's another one on credit cards. This is balance transfer calculator. And when you just think about these pages tend to rank high, have high usage, high repeat usage, and they tend to generate a lot of natural backlinks. Even Google themselves builds a lot of tools. Here's just an example of some of the tools that they have in their ecosystem. Another big area for growth is your checkout. Whether you're e-commerce or not, you probably have a checkout page. Even me, a software company, has a checkout page, right? And we found that if you leverage two-step checkouts, so if you ask for like their email password first, or name and email first, and then on the second step, you ask for all the credit card details, we typically see a 10% increase in sales just from that one change. Some other quick changes that you can make to your checkout page: trust seals. They used to provide a lot more conversions in the past, like around 28%. Still provides a lift, just not as much as that anymore. Product shots, we've seen huge lifts from this. Progress bar, knowing that people are almost done, we've seen that help as well. And even if you do all these things, you'll find that there's another area to also improve your sales, and that's cart abandonment. Because no matter how good you are with fine-tuning your checkout, not everyone converts. A cart abandonment sequence is how do you get people to come back and complete the checkout. On average, 69.23% of people abandon their cart. $260 billion are re-recoverable through checkout optimizations and large-scale checkout testing. And you can do a lot of things like email sequences. And when you do email sequences saying like, hey, come back, the more specific you are, the more personal you are. And if you offer incentive, the better off you're going to be. You can also do exit pop-ups or lead magnets to also end up getting people to come back. Like, hey, don't miss this. You get the email, and then from there, boom, you start sending them sequences, and then you get them to come back and buy from you. There's also a lot of other sales opportunities that people take for granted. One of the simplest ones, and this is what I want to end on because it's a high note and I love it, is call people back within an hour. Seriously, just call them back within an hour. Harvard Business Reviews did a study With 2,241 US firms, when they contacted leads within the first hour, they were 7 times more likely to have meaningful conversations with key decision makers. Rule of thumb, 1 hour means 80 to 85% that you're going to end up getting responses and getting a hold of people. 4 hours, it starts dropping down to half. And the moment you start looking out past days, the numbers just go down. Now, if you need help with your growth hacking, check out my ad agency, NP Digital. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it, tell other people about it. And if you just have any questions, you can either leave a comment below or just email support@neilpatel.com. We're always here to help. Thank you for watching.